So hey guys, welcome back to another video of Onyx Gamer, and in this video I am going to be reviewing all my trades and saying that are they L or W trades, are they W or L trades. So the first trade that I ever did in this game was for this, and I because no one values about Chicletera and 6 7s and pot hotspot and neither of these, so I think this was a pretty fair trade. But the next trade, you are got to believe me, this was a pretty W trade. And then this trade was even better. A Galaxy Los Mobilis and all that stuff for all my this stuff. And then I traded that guy again for this stuff. My Los Mobilis, Los Moma Hotspot Cedos and Pot Hotspot for the Spinny Hammy and Go Divine Beetle. Then this trade was just with my alts. And then I traded this girl. So this was after all my stuff was stolen, and I literally thought that I will never ever play this game again. Then I traded this guy for 2 6 7s. This is just my brother, so let's keep on. And yeah, I have this guy for river. So now this was a real trade that I did. Yeah, another trade with just my alt. Yeah, now this was a trade I did, and I think this was a pretty L trade for me. And then let's just keep on till here. I traded, yeah, this was a very W trade. Now this was another W trade I did. Now this was another W trade. A fair trade. Now we are getting into more of recent trades, and this was the time when I actually started trading. I would say this was a pretty W trade for me. Yeah, a L trade. Basically I gave this stuff for just free. And then skip to another real trade we did. I don't know about this trade. I think it was pretty fair because I had 2 brooms at that time and no wave rider, so that's why I think this was pretty fair. Now another W trade. Now this is going to be one of the WS trades I am going to ever show you guys. Literally lava and yin yang slap and freaking spaghetti to letter divine for a Santa sleigh. And then I traded this guy for a, yeah, another W trade that I did. Now this was a W trade. Now this was a pretty L trade, I say, but I didn't know values that much then, so that's why. Now another pretty W trade that I did. Now this was a fair trade. Now this was a very big W trade. Yeah, this was a W. Now this trade was, I think this was a W. Yeah, this was W as well as L. I don't know about this trade, but this trade was one of the biggest L. So that's why I traded. So that's why I kept the yin yang slap and I traded the lamp for black hole bomb, and I profited a yin yang slap. All I did was just 2 trades. And guys, now see, I gave a Halloween base for a pot of gold and cursed Slayer. And then I gave the pot of gold for a cursed slab and Halloween base. Means basically 2 free cursed slabs. Now with this guy I traded it for this. And now I traded some stuff into my alt and that I am not going to show. Now this I think is a pretty double trade if I would have gotten that freaking lost fruit. So go and check out my latest or my second latest video because in that video I told how I opened a fuse and got this and got a freaking Flippo Marini, a literal brain rot god when I fused the recipe of lost fruits and a taco quesadilla crocodilla. All this to my alt and I took some trash out. Now I think this was another W. Now this is just because my addiction to gambling I did this L trade. Now this trade was pretty W because my Basquito and those 3 base skin and then Witch Broom and Indian Lamp for Taco Kachuru and all this and this gold taco neon bubblegum and fire garma yin yang lamp and a taco base skin. Then I traded the kachuru for this 2 brain rots for the recipe for the last fruits. And then I traded my taco base to this guy for this stuff. It was basically because like just 375k lost mobiles cyber exist and it had fire, so I think less than 300k of those exist. So that's why I did that trade. And then I did this trade for Anklito Samito Lava because just around 900k of these exist. And then now I traded with this guy for a I'd give my sushi inu for another Lagrand. Then I gave my Lagrand, Garma, Anklito Samito, Sushi Inu, DJ Panda, Lamp and Alien Slab for a Santa Slave. That's why right now I have 2 slaves. And then I just did this trade for a Candy Slab. Yeah, that was my alt. And then I did this trade. Yeah, this is another trade with my alt. Then it's just with my alt and these are latest 2 trades that I did. And these I think were pretty W because a recipe of all that and the Girafini Raftini I got from the code that I showed in the latest video on my channel for a Noel Tera, Chiclitera Noel Tera that I still have and the ESOP that I still have and the other stuff. And then I traded these 3 stuff for a golden La Spooky. So it is pretty old, so I think it was pretty rare. That's why I took it. And I never had indexed it. So it was just good. And so right now, just to show my base, here is my base. In my base, these are the things I have. So 2 of the best things that I have are on this floor. And then my best is on this floor. Another trash. And then at the side of the floor, I have my Chicletera Noel Tera. And that's all for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Me showing all my trades I did from the start. So now bye bye. See y'all in the next video that's going to come tomorrow of me selling lemons because I got a lot of views from that game. Bye.